Good afternoon. It is Monday afternoon, the 5th of February, another week. Fairly steady weekend. 15 orders in, which I will quickly run you through. No, it's not the biggest, but it's probably the biggest parts order. Yeah, biggest parts order, I think. The usual suspects: dark blue, light blue, a little bag of black, a bit of white, and then some bits and pieces, some flat silver, whatever those are called. The largest order is 1,800 of these panels with the dividers in black and in white. Obviously tipping over the value. That one is off to America. I think I've sold more of those to America than I have anywhere else. There is another quantity of those going to Australia in today's orders. A little order of mainly black with two droid bodies in dark blue grey, some more black, some more Technic Parks, a dark red slope, and some headlamp type things, and some other bits, those things, whatever those are called. They're like binoculars, don't know what they're actually called. This one, mainly tan, brown, dark brown, obviously some kind of gardeny forest scene. Another black and the usual suspects type package. That one going to New Zealand, I think. And this one is 12 6x12 plates, I think. Here's the second order of minifigure stands. Obviously with the CMFs, people have got minifigures on their mind, so they're proving popular. That's 200 of those. And then moving over here, we move into some minifigure action. Obi-Wan with a couple of other things there. And then in this one, we've got a couple of droids. We've got a blue astromech and a flat silver astromech with some plates. Small little order of some parts there. Some odds and sods. And then this giant one off to Germany. Again, getting the tile. 40 first order troopers and a Grogu. So yeah, 40 of those heading off. Some more light blue grey, lots of wedge plates in this one, and a little bit of other stuff. More black continuing to be massively popular, and a big selection of tiles in some basic colours. And the final one has a minifigure body in it, and there's a helmet somewhere. There he is, from a ATST, is it? Walker? ATST Walker? I think that's what it is. So this could be something Endorish. I would suggest maybe the Battle of Endor, not sure. So there we go, all of those just about ready to get packed up. Got a delivery coming this morning from one of my overseas sellers. I've also spent some time over the weekend beginning to sort out some of the used material. Started with plates, 2 buys, so they're all sorted, and I will get a BSX file done at some point today, just to get that into the store. The used is running quite low. Had a bit of a disappointing feedback over the weekend. A few missing parts, otherwise okay. A bit disappointing in that the parts were refunded before posting. It was a 400 and something part lot, of which 6 of one type of part I couldn't find. Refunded them before mailing. Everything else was there, but still a neutral feedback on that. A lesson to be learnt there for me in terms of if parts are missing, things could be done better. Yeah, one to watch out for. The new vlog has gone up, and it's not doing as well as previous ones, so I think, you know, these longer ones definitely don't hit the mark with people. I think it's just a bit of a mammoth watch, and it's a bit of a turn off for people, so that's a bit of a shame. Where are we starting the week in terms of parts? Just under 332. This order from overseas is a fairly big one, so that should see us tip back over. Could see us get over 340 even. But we'll see when we get into that later in the week. And with the used, who knows what we could get to this week, especially in terms of lots. We could see a nice jump up in that. Anyway, that's where we're kicking off the week. I'm going to get this postage all sorted and out the door, and then on to the next thing. Getting towards the end of Friday, I almost said, God, Monday, and just finished putting all of those plates away in a Basex file, and that's what they've come to. 1,092 plates coming in at 346, so 131 lots going in to the store, which is a pretty decent number, so that's pretty good. So I'm going to get that uploaded and then catch up on some admin, to be honest. I need to kind of go back through last month and see how we did in terms of profit and loss, and all of the usual figures, and get some of that stuff caught up on. So that's next. Good morning. It's Tuesday, 10 o'clock in the morning. Already picked orders and all but ready to go in the post. But what I didn't show you yesterday afternoon was my order from overseas came in, which was around just 2 parts short of 12,000 parts going into the store, which has rocketed us up to 344,147 and 9,413 lots, which is fantastic. Yeah, pretty good. And thankfully, since the strange neutral, plenty more good comments have come in, so it's pushing it down. Just another couple of comments and it'll be off the page, which is nice. Not that I'm sure it makes a huge amount of difference to people, but it does to me, which is probably says more about me than it does about anybody else. The long and the short of putting in all of those parts was that, as ever, there is a huge pile of reclassification or reallocation even needed to do here through the day. I'm also going to continue putting in some of the used. I'm going to try and do the tiles and 1x plates that I had sorted. I know there's a heap more in the bucket waiting to be sorted, but I'm just going to clear what I've done, otherwise I'll never get to do any of it. I'll always just put it off until there's a better reason. So the 5 orders that are in, first off the bat is a couple of Star Wars tiles, a couple of panels which are off some plain set from City, a couple of minifigure parts, and a skull. This one, the Tin Man from the Lego movie. I won't make any Yellow Brick Road references. A little selection of black parts, unusual mixture, and then some medium azure, some dark tan, bits and pieces, really. This one off to France. I can't remember what set those little curved 1x1x1 1/3 slopes came in, but whenever I've had them, either in white or in black, they have gone pretty quick. And trans light orange it wasn't, it was just trans orange, but the buyer is happy to stick with that, so that's good. This one came in this morning, just a couple of, 3 yellow parts, and then the biggest order, which I'm going to assume is for another store, because it's kind of maybe 100 of those rails, maybe 30 2x10s, 200 of those mini rails. I think it was maybe 100, maybe, I can't remember. Yeah, so feels like that could be a store replenishing just as I do. So 5 orders in. I'm going to get them off to the post office early today, because I do want to try and tackle the amount of crap that's lying around. As everyone knows, I get a little bit testy when it gets a bit too messy, so yeah, there's a lot of this that needs sorting out, and I've been continuing to think about the next stage of kind of storage expansion and where we go from here in terms of just adding a bit more to the store. So kind of talked it over with the wife actually, what her thoughts were, and I think we're going to go with some more drawers. So I think what we'll do is we'll buy drawers to go on the top of there, maybe 2 rows to go up there, and then so that would be 2, 4, 6, 8. I've got 3, so I only need a stack of 5, and then we'll add that to that, which would take us quite high. It would make that drawer pretty inaccessible, but we might run that behind the picking table. I don't know, we'll have to see. It does mean that I'll have to adjust this desk height as well, so I might have to sit quite high, but I think I'll get 5. If I just put 1 row in, I just put 1 row in, but it's gonna have to be a suck it and see, kind of see how we go type thing. And then after that it's gonna be a shelf up there, I think, as opposed to hanging those things, because whilst they're useful, they do come free as you get more volume, whereas kind of, you know, if I do another row of these shelves, I can get 3, 6, 9, 12, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33 kind of containers along a row or 2 of them, which is pretty decent. Yeah, so that's kind of thinking at the moment. We're at 344 now parts. Obviously we've got overflow bins as well, but yeah, the challenges. But right, cracking on. A while back I had a message on Bricklink from somebody that had been watching the videos where I was talking about a magazine that came in an order from Germany, and the magazine was in German and I didn't realise, and it was a bit disappointing because I was going to give it to my little boy to read. Anyway, the messenger, Luke, couldn't be anything else if a Star Wars fan, reached out and said he had loads of them lying around and he would send me some, and he has, which is brilliant. And they arrived today in the post, and you don't get them in Australia or New Zealand, so it's not something I actually ever get to see or enjoy, but they are pretty cool. And there's like a really cool there's a really cool poster in it. As much as I'm not a fanboy, that's a really cool poster. Anyway, these aren't for me, they are for my little boy, but oh, what? So yeah, it's cool, isn't it? This might be the same one as was in the thing, but actually in English. Anyway, they're cool. They are cool. Anyway, so yeah, there's to give you a little sneak peek of what's coming next as well. So there's a couple of these. There's actually 2 copies of that one, so one for me, one for him. And there's even a poly bag still on the front of this one. I don't know whether that was a mistake or not, but Imperial Combat Driver. Don't even think I've got that figure. But this one, when's this one from? 2017. Wow, this one's going back, isn't it? This is like back to the Force Awakens and all of that, isn't it? All those innocent times when we thought those films were going to be the... he's actually a really smart figure, isn't he? Cool. So there's that, and he's also sent like some other ones. So there's an Avengers one. Again, son's going to love that. Ninjago. I don't know whether he's still into Ninjago. He used to like those spinny things. And he was literally talking about Dreams sets the other night, which I just had a puzzled face, but he was talking about this little blobby fella. And yeah, he was going on about how cool he thought the sets were. He's right in the audience for it, and he was talking about the sets. So perfect. Thank you so much, Luke. It's a very, very generous gift. Very much appreciated, and I owe you one for definite. They are very cool. So reclassification, reallocation, or whatever, all done. Another couple of pots have appeared. I haven't tackled that shit to show under there at all, but we have had 3 orders come in. one off to New Zealand, another one off to New Zealand. This one is just domestic letter, I think. One superheroes figure, a Iron Man and parts, and then this one is a whole bunch of light blue grey stuff and a little smattering of other stuff. So I might actually just do a second postage run today, get these out of the way, rather than doing anything else. I'm in one of those moods where I can't actually concentrate on the things that I should be doing. It's actually because I don't want to do what I have to be doing today. I haven't actually done the full presentation for the month yet, but in terms of where the buyers came from, Victoria has taken it out for the third month in a row. 51 buyers from there, way ahead of Queensland and way ahead of New South Wales, but a very good month for WA. So we're definitely gaining some traction in WA, but I'm going to finish that presentation today, and then I can do that presentation video, or do some of it anyway, perhaps a little bit streamlined for the vlog later in the week. Yeah, so it is Wednesday morning, and it's been a busy afternoon, Tuesday evening, and Wednesday morning. Yeah, so I finished up doing a whole batch of used stuff. I did kind of slopes and what was it, tiles and stuff like that, which added an awful lot of lots to the store. So we're over 9,500, which is amazing, and we were over 345,000 parts, but there has been a whole heap of orders, so that's great. But that's the way it goes, isn't it? You know, kind of, you put stuff in and it sells, but that's the whole point, isn't it? So it's been a busy morning, so let me just give you a look. Yeah, not busy, lots of it. So first one is a couple of instructions. So the TIE Fighter from Solo and a classic battle pack, the old Hoth Trooper battle pack. Then over there is one of the Polaroids out of the Polaroid set that I parted out. I think that might have been last week, was it? Then some white, dark blue grey, and some little smattering of black things. Two orders here from the same buyer, one on Bricklink and one on Brickowl, buying up these old school wedge plates, which are quite a high value. So I'm going to refund one of the postages because he's paid it twice, and there's no need for that. Another Brickowl clearing me out with quite a lot of the bright light yellow, which I can't remember which set it came out of. It may have been the Jazz Club that stuff came out of, actually. So again, another one that just went in the store last week, and some unusual colours there. This one going to Japan, I think, and going with one of the CMF figures that obviously went in, was it this week or last week? Can't remember now. And a handful of parts. Someone going all out on the Dark Azure, and one of the butterflies, which I kind of parted out from the CMS figures last week, so that's good. Someone going up hard on the trans light blue plate tiles, and a little bit of everything else there. This one, I think this one is the one that's going to Germany or something like that, or maybe one of these is going to Singapore, one of them's going to Japan, one of them's going to Germany. There's a fair few international. This might be the one that's going to Germany, maybe not, can't quite remember which one's which. I know I've never sent anything to Japan before. Anyway, a lot of the kind of the standard colours, isn't it? Kind of dark blue grey, light blue grey, black, and a lot of dark tan, another colour that proves to be very popular. Small order for some white sloped curves and some down the way brackets, and then the final one on the list has a little bit of dark tan some black, some dark blue grey, a little bit of white, some light blue grey. Those little connectors, those Technic connectors, are a popular little beast. And some plant parts. So yeah, 12 orders, which makes it the busiest day for quite a long time. So that's fantastic, kind of. And I suppose the purists will say, well, when you put parts in, people come and order and all of that. I'm not sure if that's the case. I think it's just kind of some days it just rolls well, and some days it takes its time. So I'm happy with that. Obviously, got to do all the postage for it and all of that still, which is fine. I see that M&R Productions has got the Invisible Hand, which I'm not familiar with as a set, but he has that early. That's a March the 1st set, so you've got that already. So that's just not fair, is it? And I haven't really looked at the vlog this week. It's not really tracking that amazing, but 197, it's ticking along. It's the way it goes. Like I said earlier in the week, I think when they're very long, I don't think people are particularly interested, so perhaps less rambling from me is the order of the day. So as for today, I'm going to catch up on admin stuff. I've got the financials kind of sorted for January, so we maybe talk about that briefly later on today. Maybe do the presentation for that. And I'm going to continue doing some more of the used stuff. I'll show you the bucket later on and what we're working through and stuff like that, because it is helping kind of beef up the store. The problem I have, as ever, is the mess that I make going around. But you know, the drawers are getting filled up again with used. That's obviously the light blue grey drawer. The black's not too bad, but dark blue grey is getting quite filled up. The white and dark red are having one drawer. Don't ask me why. And then there's this drawer at the bottom, which is kind of the odds and sods, which is starting to fill up, which does give me a bit of a problem. So probably going to be a bit more tactical in the parts that I part out from the used sets from here on in, because we are reaching a point where we're running out of space for the used. So it's a bit of a case of needing to sell stuff to get stuff in the store, which isn't ideal when you've got a big tub of it sitting over there waiting to go. So there we go, that's where we're at. Middle of the week. Let's see how many more orders come in today, because that 12 orders is possibly the largest amount of orders we've had definitely this year, but maybe ever. Just had a delivery. This isn't for the store, although there was part of me that was thinking maybe, but I have plenty of these. Well, I have plenty of one type of these Stormtroopers in the store, and I've just sold all of the other type recently. But a while back I sold lots and lots of sets, and then had seller's regret on a few of them, this being one of them. But it came kind of in its own little polystyrene little padded box. There was like a piece over the top, so brilliantly packaged for one of these sets. Kind of, I think it's like way back at the Rebels, isn't it? Yeah. I'm going to try and collect all of the old Rebel sets, of which I think there's only a couple that I don't have, but a classic old one doesn't go for that much online. In fact, I think, I can't remember what I paid for it. I paid for under what it was suggesting it would go for on eBay, and I used a voucher from eBay Plus as well on it. So there's that. Just come in. So happy with that. And I'm just about to record the performance video, but this is the interesting one. Obviously, kind of in terms of WA, we haven't moved in terms of the ranking, although we have closed up on Brickwomble, which is good, but Brick Warehouse still the biggest in the country, although they seem to be pulling away from the second place store. But in terms of where we are in the entire country, we have jumped quite a lot. I think we were in maybe like 36th before or something like that. 36th, 37th, can't quite remember where it was way back in December now, wasn't it? but we're up to 23rd, and kind of achievable to get into the top 20, I would say. But anyway, I'm gonna do the performance video as a separate thing. I just wanted to kind of share that on here before I get on with that and post it. So used is kind of where we were at. So anyone that's been around a while will remember I started sorting all of this stuff out, and then I abandoned it because don't know why. I just wasn't getting anywhere. So some of it is sorted, some of it is not sorted, and I kind of gave up halfway through for whatever reason. I can't really remember. And that's where I was at, and there's a whole, a fair old bit of it still in here to be sorted, and I'm just adding what I can where I can, because there's a lot of it obviously, and I'm going to try and be a little bit more selective in what I can add, because obviously the colours, I don't have a lot of room in the one drawer that I do have, but I do have room in the white drawer, and I do have room in the dark blue grey, black, light blue grey drawers. So whilst I don't want to make my life too difficult, there are decent parts in here which, if I'm clever about it, I'll be able to fathom out, dig bits out. Wait, what's that from? And then kind of add bits into the store as I go, which might kind of, one, it adds a lot of lots to the store very quickly, and two, it kind of increases the chances of people buying from the store, because whether people are coming for used or new just gives you more opportunity. Some of these parts, kind of, if someone was rebuilding a Count Dooku's Starfighter, then that's an essential part. And I know from experience, when I was rebuilding that kind of set, they're not easy to come by. So yeah, just gonna have a dig through, pick out some bits and get them listed. Good morning. It is bright and early on Thursday. Only 3 orders in overnight, so we go from the busiest day to a quiet day, as is the kind of the roller coaster of everything. Kicking off with a bit of a retro selection of knights things, and one old school space torso in there as well, and then a bunch of new and used parts for light blue grey, and some little things on the side, and another new and used mixed lot, a lot of kind of basic bricks and some light blue grey. Yeah, so pretty straightforward stuff, all of them just domestic leather, so no major panics. Still haven't done anything with that, as you'll probably getting a bit frustrated with me, really, aren't you? Probably not. Probably nobody cares about the mess in my workspace. I did put a whole more used parts up yesterday. These things just weren't identifying on Brick and Eyes. It took us up to 9,820 lots, and we crept close to 345,000, but we didn't quite get there. But I'll try again today with another little round of it. The problem that we've got is the light blue grey drawer is now full, so we're stuffed on that front. Black isn't too bad. Dark blue grey's got a little bit of room in it, plenty of room for white, strangely, but the colours are all pretty full, so we're at a point of probably needing to find smaller parts that can go in the cups at the back, whether it's like small bricks and things, things like that. So might have to be a little bit tactical. I did do a little drawer of tiles and things like that. stickered tiles and bits and pieces like that, which did add an awful lot of lots, which is always good. But anyway, earlier on in the week I was talking about those magazines that were kindly sent to me by Luke, who actually does have a store. So I'm just going to name check the store. It is Plastic Attic, and he's based in Ireland. So he's got some classic instructions as well. I was talking about those the other day, wasn't I? And a whole load of sets, some quality old sets in there. Let's have a look what Star Wars sets he's got. Oh yeah, polybags, bounty hunters. Wow, he's got Death Star used. It's a good price. Grievous polybag, Mandalorian back and pat. That's a good price as well. Yeah, they're good prices. Oof, if only it wasn't so far away. Anyway, Plastic Attic. Go and check them out. And thanks again, Luke, for your incredible generosity in sending those magazines over for my little boy, who's not that little really, but he's littler than me. But see if he gets the magazines before I've read them. I don't know. Anyway, where are we? The little sales recap went up yesterday, 118,000, and a good comment from Ligaton, if that's how you say it, about kind of, you know, how, yeah, the store's growing, but that focus on lot count is what's probably going to drive more sales. And as this week demonstrates, kind of lot count is what I'm focusing on at the moment, trying to get that up towards 10,000, which ain't easy, and keeping it up and around that mark's going to be even harder. But that's what we're challenging myself to do this week, or this week, next week, as we struggle with space. But yeah, kind of there's a lot of things that need to happen this month, even though it's a short month, in terms of sorting out storage and things like that. So that's what I'm doing. Right, so today I'm going to check to see whether or not those space sets have been put on the inventory yet, and I'm going to do a little bit more of this used bucket, just have a little rummage around, find some littler parts that might be useful to put in there, and then that'll be probably much it really. I've got some work as we call it to do, and that'll be me, so I'll crack on. Okay, Thursday afternoon, and 4 more orders have come in. They're all about ready to go, so I just need to seal up the packages. This one off to Singapore, a collectible minifigure spaceman, shock trooper maybe, not sure, leg assembly, and a death trooper. This one, some of the used parts that I put in yesterday, that engine, whatever it is, those blue rubber bands, they only went in yesterday, and I've dug out another one of those blue, dark blue grey engines to add in later today, and then a couple of new parts. This one is off to the States, just pretty basic parts, so I'm not sure why. Maybe just the quantity that he was able to get of the blue bricks and the white plates. The light blue grey plates. I don't know, but great to have it, and that's on its way this afternoon. And then this one is a express one, the Vampire Knight, and an assortment of tiles and plates. So that's it. Yeah, 4 more to add to the 3 from this morning, keeping the average up for this week. Yeah, we're keeping the average up around 7 a day so far this month, which is pretty good. So I'll get these off, and then I'm going to do a few other things. I've already dug out a little selection of interesting parts from the bin that I need to put away. I've had a delivery from overseas, 100 of those parts, which are pretty hard to come by in Australia. I think there's only 2 sellers that have them, and so getting a good stock of those is good. Yep, and then I've been sorting out some more used, which I'll show you when I come back. It is the end of Thursday. Just uploaded a whole bunch more used stuff, made it mainly the stuff, well, not even half of what was in the cups. And there's a little bit still to put away here, small parts, main drawer, squeeze that into the main drawer, small parts. But it has taken us over 345,000 and over the 10,000 lots for the very first time. Quite an achievement. Pleased with myself. Won't last long, I'm sure, but recording that for posterity, and yeah, happy days. That one is chocker as well, and also delivery arrived. 3 of these bad boys. I bought one of these for my daughter over Christmas, and there were some really cool parts, not least these little green flat caps. These purple butterflies, really nice. Some really cool parts in here. These little kind of explorer helmets, hairbrushes, clamshells, plant things. Yeah, some awesome parts in these sets. So I managed to get a good deal with some vouchers and on VIP points and stuff like that. So I got 3 of those to part out. 7, 5, 8 parts, so 3 times that. You do the maths because I can't. And some printed tiles as well. So all good. That one adds to the backlog. Friday morning, 3 orders in. This one, regular Damien who picks up a couple of minifigs. I think one of those is from the Jazz Club, and some parts. Another minifig there, kind of some emo kid. I think that's a collectible from series 24. And then this is the biggest order ever, 2,500 parts. Definitely some kind of castle type thing. A heap of light blue grey, dark blue, reddish brown, lots of slopes, some filler build stuff there, obviously some kind of moat, and a load of black. So yeah, awesome. Order that one, getting a tile as well. Obviously the value of that is pretty decent. So get those packed up and sent away. So all of the eBay sales ended last night, and they didn't do as well as I thought. Didn't do too bad, but the Dart Troopers did okay, as did the clones, but the others pretty average. So I won't be listing the duplicates on eBay. I'll probably just part them out in the store next week. It's a shame because I thought they would go well, especially this one. Maybe it was bad timing with that medieval village being announced. If I'd have listed that now, maybe that would do better, but we shall see. So the end of Friday, closing the week out on still over 10,000 lots. Don't think it will last much into the weekend, fingers crossed anyway. Dropped quite a bit in terms of the parts with that big order, but that's the way it goes, isn't it? So no more orders have come in through the day, and we've got to finish the week in terms of YouTube subscribers on 653, which is fantastic, and the vlog went to 231. We've had 28 orders in so far this week. Kind of, I think that puts us on track really to hit kind of the 40 mark. You know, 40, between 40 and 50 seems to be the weekly average so far this year. So yeah, that's about it really. Thanks for watching this week. Be a bit of a mixed one next week. It'll be kind of parting out and continuing with the used. I haven't quite done a tally of how much parts went in the store in the last couple of weeks, but as you can see, it's a fair old number. The bottom line is this week, last week is the one above. So yeah, steady numbers of stuff going in the store, and possibly a couple of large purchases of other stores coming up in the next couple of weeks this month. Just negotiating a couple of deals to pick up a whole load of inventory that's already kind of in a couple of stores that people are getting out of. So if those things come off, it'll be a big boost to the store. Probably around 200,000 parts getting added into the store before the end of the month, which will obviously take us up to that 500,000. So keep watching for that. Have a good weekend, and I shall see you next week.